Warning, this Big Brother podcast contains spoilers. Good evening, and welcome to Big Brother, and welcome to the Big Brother 17 podcast for episode airing tonight on September 9th, 2015. I am your host, Luke Labagnera. With me tonight, fellow Big Brother historian and co-host Erika Rain.
Hello.
Okay, so Erika, to give you a little catch-up. Previously on Big Brother, it was live double eviction night. Going into it, both James and Meg have been evicted from the Big Brother house, as we have noticed, and as we have seen. By then, appearing into Sunday night's episode, we have seen the HOH competition, which was a puzzling competition where the house guests had to put together puzzles of Big Brother baseball playing cards, which was kind of a strategic memory type of game. It's kind of hard to explain, but Dom will point that out once he joins us again. But to fast forward ahead, Steve ended up being crowned the next HOH of this summer, but now the lines have been drawn in the sand. The alliances are going to be cut now due to that there's only 6 people remaining left inside the Big Brother house. So now, with his back against the wall, well, not necessarily against the wall, Steve is now officially entering very high strong game moves in tonight's game as we speak. Well, actually, going back to Sunday night, during a nomination ceremony, Steve has decided to nominate Liz and Austin for eviction, making it a first time that I've seen in Big Brother history where Liz had decided to get up right even before the nomination ceremony was adjourned, and basically lay on her bed and cried. So, leading into tonight's episode, which I'm about to fill you in on, tonight was an emotional wreck in the Big Brother house. Tears were coming out left and right like there was no tomorrow, let me tell you. Yeah, it was like, I don't know, it was like, here's what happened, okay? Following the adjourning of the nomination ceremony, Liz and Julia and Austin ended up in the back bedroom together and were basically just, it was so emotional for Liz because she felt betrayed by Steve for putting her and Austin up on the block when she thought that, you know, he was on their side the whole time during their alliance. And now one of her quotes on tonight was saying, "This game really eats your mind away. And, you know, if one of us happens to win this coming week, we are definitely going after Steve." I mean, they feel betrayed. So, anyway, to fast forward leading into the veto competition, it was the Big Brother Bowl Arena it was the same exact bowling game from season 15. I don't know if you remember, and this couldn't have come at a better time. It was like so crazy because the Big Brother Bowl Arena was played during the time where the house was planning to break up Amanda and McCrae. So this was the same exact competition where they were going to use the veto, to break up Amanda and McCrae. But here's the crazy thing too. You remember from season 15 where McCrae actually won that power of veto.
Yeah.
Crazy enough, Austin won the power of veto tonight, but Judas came out because when you go back and watch the episode, Julia, instead of picking Johnny Mac to go up against her during the power of veto competition, she picked Austin, and like it was a stupid move basically because then they wouldn't have had the votes or something like that. But Vanessa was talking to everybody on the sideline, trying to strategize. You know how Vanessa is with her scheming ways. Well, anyway, Vanessa was pulling one off tonight during the veto competition, and you'll see it tonight. But anyway, After Austin had won the power of veto against Julia, he that's when Judas possessed him. His ego just came out and he was rubbing it in everybody's face with naturally pissed off Liz. So basically, all through the day, you know how usually, the veto holder's not wearing the veto until the veto ceremony, right?
Right.
Austin wore it all day in the house. He was basically rubbing it in everybody's face, which was pissing off Liz. And him and Liz got into a brawl to the point where they were this close to breaking up. Yep. So from what I could tell you so far, what's your opinion on what I've been telling you?
It sounds a lot more interesting than when I was reading the spoilers on the site.
Tell me, what have you been reading?
Well, the original plan, not the like, kind of what they were going for first, where they were going to put Liz and Julia up on the block together, nominate
Right.
them, and then Vanessa got to talking to him. Was like, well, okay, what happens if Austin wins the power of veto? Because everybody's playing this time. So Austin wins the power of veto. He takes down Liz. He can't go up. Who's going to go up in his place? And it's like, well, obviously Vanessa, but she was trying to teach uh, teach the guy that, and he was like, okay, so do I put up Austin and Liz? She was like, yeah, that would be the best thing, because it's far less likely for Julia to win the power veto than it is for Austin or Liz to win it. So they nominated Austin and Liz, and hoped that they actually did hope that Austin would win, because they wanted Julia and Liz on the block together. But
And
they didn't. But if that didn't happen and the power veto wasn't used, then it would be fine. They could just nominate, kick out one of the two, and they'd still have the Austins split up. But if they kicked Liz out, then that would break up Austin and Liz, and it would break up Julia and Liz. And so, because Julia and Austin don't really play nice together. So,
no, they don't. By the way, I forgot to mention, during the Big Brother Bowl Arena, I don't know if you've read the spoilers as to who the host was.
no.
Jesse Godder's Mr. Pecktacular from
Oh.
Big Brother Season 10. And oh my Lanta, I was not... Liz and Julia were drooling all over him, and Austin was so jealous that I was like, oh my Lanta, it's Mr. Pecktacular. I haven't seen him in so long. Oh god, he's such a tease. He was wearing his tutu and his tight tank top and his pecs and muscles. Oh god. And then right at the end of the competition, he ripped open his tank top, exposing his hot bod. Oh man, boy was I in heaven.
Yeah.
Yes. But anyway, I had to throw that in there. So,
used
what?
to have a picture of him saved on here, but I don't anymore.
Oh, that sucks. I liked
was just
Jesse.
throwing him up in the middle there. Like, here you go.
Yeah, but I can't see him right now.
Yeah, but you'd see it when you watch the show.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, so that makes sense. But yeah, Jesse hosted the competition, and whoo, let me tell you, he couldn't believe the words that came out of Austin's mouth right after the veto was won, but I can't remember exactly what it was. When you go back and watch the episode, you'll see what I was talking about.
Yeah.
But pretty much tonight was an emotional spin around inside the house. I mean, it came to a point where in between fights, there were two different fights. One was in the have-not room between Liz and Austin, but Liz wasn't laying in one of the dentist chairs. She was laying on the floor in between the two hampers. And, like, I don't know, she was just pissed off at Austin. And Austin's like, what the hell did I do? I mean, it's his ego. She didn't like the way his ego was. He boosted his ego after the competition. He was wearing that veto all day.
Right.
Yeah, so I think naturally that would piss anybody off if you're rubbing it in everybody's face that you won the power of veto and you're safe.
Especially since she knows that one of them two are going to go home. So
Absolutely.
it's just kind of, he just kind of pointing in her face like, "Hey, look what I've got," you know.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're committing your love to this girl specifically, and she even threw that in his face about the ex-girlfriend back home again.
Yeah, that's something. I saw him. It was a few weeks ago that apparently the girl that Austin was dating when he went into the house, she pulled her media release from CBS because
What does
see,
that mean?
uh, people, when you go into the house, people that you know or that your family or friends, they sign a media release so that the person in the house can talk about you and they don't have to edit it out of the feeds.
Okay,
But
so
she pulled her release, and so anytime they start mentioning the girlfriend back home, the feeds automatically cut out.
oh, right, right. But wait a minute. On Big Brother After Dark, if they're talking about that, doesn't Big Brother come live on this PA system?
Yeah, generally they'll just say, quit talking about that, or if it's on the feeds, they'll just cut the feeds or whatever. It's
Oh,
a pretty big deal.
oh, okay, so she didn't want herself being talked about while he was in the house.
Yeah, because apparently, they say that's probably she just broke up with him and will end up telling him when he gets out.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, the same thing happened for Kristen and her now ex-boyfriend from season 12. Yeah,
Especially
but
when
it
you
was an
see it
epic.
that just happening.
Yeah, but it was a pretty epic night, and I missed this competition. I haven't seen it in 3 years, so I was happy to see it again.
Yeah, one of the more interesting things going. I don't know if they ever showed it on the show or not, but Vanessa basically told the twins that they can decide which one goes home, which isn't actually how the game works. But it was something about the way the votes are going to fall that Vanessa's vote's the one that counts. But
Right,
she had decided all along that she was gonna send Liz home because that's
r-
what would be best for her game. And the twins came up to her, I think during while the show was running tonight, and the twins came up to her and said that they want Julia to leave. And so
yeah,
Liz was like, "Well, here's what I'll do to make that happen." She's like, "Okay, first of all, you have to take me to final two. You have to make that a promise right now." She's like making all
right,
kinds of demands. Like there's, what was that? It's like three different conditions.
yeah.
Uh, here.
Yeah, I know this may I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be rude, but it's almost midnight and it's my ritual at night where I clear all live feeds and a little bit from my phone. But yes, I'm still on topic when it comes to the show. But I don't know if you've seen this on the Big Brother VIP page or if anybody's mentioned on the page that we created on Facebook for Big Brother 17 superfans, but somebody posted an article saying that the show was probably scripted. But
Eh,
Vanessa to win. They're now spreading rumors that the show this year is scripted.
no, it's never been scripted. It's heavily biased, but it's not scripted.
Yeah, because it's a reality show. Not all reality shows, as we pointed in a couple of other podcasts, are scripted.
This one is more of a game show. It's like they do kind of favor one particular person to win each comp, but it's not anything that they actually pick out. Like I don't think they would have picked Vanessa to win anyway if they were gonna do that.
Absolutely. And there was another rumor going back in season 50, and I remember when the similar thing happened. They said Amanda Zuckerman was best friends with the executive producer, Allison Grodner.
Yeah, I heard about that, and
Yeah.
I don't think
But
it's I don't think it's actually true.
no, I mean the producers can't favor one house guest for one to win the other. You know what I mean? Because then
Right.
otherwise it doesn't make good ratings, and it's not good for a reality show.
Well, I think that kind of breaks the game show laws anyway. Just like we was
Absolutely, and
talking about last time.
yeah.
Was
So
it?
basically, oh sorry.
I was about to say I don't think it actually made it into the recording, but oops. Uh, yeah.
All right. Um, but yeah. Anyway, I mean, like I was saying, I agree with you on that. But yeah, pretty much. Now it all comes down to the balls in their own court at this time. Now that it's come down to the final six, everybody's going to be playing for their own safety and not for an alliance. The alliances are basically done now that we're down to the final six.
Yeah, I saw on here that Steve is now worried that they're going to kick him out next week because the surviving two of the Oz twins want him gone. Vanessa wants him gone. Basically, Vanessa and Johnny Mac are kind of trying to line out the final two. So it's
Yes.
just a matter of getting rid of the other house guests. Like they showed a picture of him just curled up in a ball here, wondering, what he's gonna have to do because he thinks he's next out the door.
Well, I think, potentially, I think Steve may be the next one out the door because, let's face it, if the surviving of one of the Oz twins wins HOH, Steve knows he's in way deep. He's like in way too deep.
Let's see what I don't. If it's Liz or Austin that wins head of household, then yeah, Steve's probably gonna leave.
Right.
But if it's Vanessa or Johnny Mac, then I don't know if they would actually target him over like Austin.
Why?
Well, it comes down to like week at a time. Like, okay, who do we get out now? Who do we not want to take into the future? And if you're looking at it between who you can beat in the final four, final three, you would rather have somebody like Julia than to have somebody like Steve.
Right.
So they they might kick out Steve. They might kick. Who knows? It's really it just gets down to a dice roll at this point. It's like who
Yeah, right now
wins and who goes.
everybody's playing their own game now, Erica, in this
Yeah.
house. Every year every season when it comes down to the final six, that's when they start playing their own game basically. Everybody's on their own from now on. Nobody's aligned with anybody.
Well, we didn't. At least this season, we didn't make it to the end with an alliance. Because normally you have like a team of 5 or 6, and they make it to the last 5 or 6, and then it's like,
Right.
okay, now we can just nominate ourselves and just play our own game. Now it's like, they don't have that original team, the what was it, Secret Six or whatever.
Yeah.
That don't exist. Most of them have been voted out already.
Right.
There's
And
no James's team does not exist anymore. He's not even in the house anymore. So
nope.
so it's like there's no alliances left to be teams anymore to break up. It's just I don't know. It's good.
Yeah, but what about the henchmen? They were in alliance in the final two together last season, remember?
That's last season.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Last season we did make it to like an alliance. We had a
Yeah, I'm
final
saying
two alliance.
this season we didn't do that.
Right.
Like even Vanessa and Johnny Mac aren't an actual alliance. They're just more like, yeah, it would make a lot more sense for me to take you, and it would make a lot more sense for you to take me. But it's not really a team.
Right.
So
Who, as of right now, who do you see in the final two? I'm seeing, in all honesty, I'm either seeing Vanessa and Austin or Vanessa and Johnny Mac.
I think if Vanessa makes it through the next week, because she's really good at surviving like that, then she'd probably make it in, and it'll
Right.
probably be her and Johnny Mac.
That's what I think too.
I know she's got this deal right now with Liz, but that's only if she doesn't kick Liz out. So
Right, but
it
you
just
know how
who knows?
yeah, but you know how Vanessa is. She's very sneaky and very passive aggressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm seeing so far right now in the game. Yeah, I'm almost done. I'm still here. I'm just clearing today's data, but I'm listening. But basically, when you go back to look at the episode, you'll know what I mean by when I said, tonight was just a lot of emotional wreckage in the house. It was like surviving a natural disaster. You should have seen Liz, though. I mean, you're gonna see some comical moments. To naturally console her sister, Julia went into the room after the last fight she had with Austin, and she threw she was sarcastically throwing Austin's stuff from his side of the bed across the bedroom. Yeah, which obviously Julia doesn't think, in my opinion, Julia doesn't think that that Austin is right for her sister.
Yeah, she's
She
not.
doesn't she doesn't approve of him, basically, as a sister's point of view.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not her decision, basically, as to who her sister dates. Oh, excuse me. Anyway, I think we covered basically everything for tonight, unless you want to add more in.
No, that's pretty much it.
Okay, well, let me just close out by giving our little piece of dialogue for tomorrow night's show. Who will be evicted from the Big Brother house? Liz or Julia? And the power is back up for grabs in another battle for HOH. It all happens tomorrow, live, 9/8 Central on Big Brother. Be sure to tune in live after the show tomorrow night on the As Seen on TV YouTube channel for the Big Brother 17 podcast with Big Brother historians Luke Labagnera, Dom Greco, and Erika Rain as they recap this week's past events that took place inside the Big Brother house.
Dom does make his triumphant return tomorrow. Woohoo.
Yep, so like Erika just pointed out, we give a warm welcome back to Dom Greco on his warm return from Florida. Okay, well, Erika, where can the people find you?
On Twitter at Erika Rain 7.
The people can also follow me on Twitter at Zupa23. You could also follow Dom Greco at Phenomenon on Twitter. And you can follow the rest of us for more of your favorite TV shows and podcasts on As Seen on TV. From outside the Big Brother house, we are Luke Labagnera and Erika Rain. Good night. Oh boy. Well,